Hello, sixth graders. It's Mr. Gardell. For those of you who don't know me, I'm one of the sixth grade social studies teachers. Today's video is all about the Prehistoric Minnesota Storyboard that we're going to get started on today, Thursday, September 30th. So the first thing that I'm going to ask you to do is to simply click on the date Thursday, September 30th, and you're going to notice a couple of documents. One document is a PDF and it's titled Ancient Life in Minnesota. That's going to be the document that you use as your resource to help you to complete the storyboard. The storyboard itself, we're going to complete that using Kami. So I'm going to open the assignment up using Kami. And what you're going to see is two slides, slide 1 and slide 2. For right now, we're going to focus on slide 1. And specifically, I want to go through the directions with you so you are clear in what to complete for this storyboard. So you are going to create a storyboard on the Prehistoric Minnesota using the Ancient Life in Minnesota document resource that I referred to earlier. For each time period, you will need to include 1 writing and 2 illustrations or images. The first time period is completed and provides an example of how to complete the remaining 5 time periods. So for the writing portion, what you need to make sure that you do is that you include 2 complete and factual and descriptive sentences for each time period. Not 1, but 2 complete factual and descriptive sentences for each time period. Make sure you use proper and correct conventions, for example, spelling, punctuation, capitalization, and remember to use your words rather than just simply copying and pasting from the Ancient Life in Minnesota resource. And I noticed that I spelled Minnesota wrong right there. I will fix that by the time you watch this video. Okay, your written type sentences should summarize the main or central ideas of each time period and focus on the following. 1, how land use changed throughout the time periods, and 2, how the location of resources affected where prehistoric Minnesotans settled. So in other words, focus on those areas, and when you refer back to your resource or source, Ancient Life in Minnesota, really pick out the words that you can visually see. So if one of the words, for example, is a mammoth roaming the lands of Minnesota, that probably is something important, and you want to pull that out and include it in one of your 2 sentences that you're going to write for each time period. The rubric is basically as simple as this. There's 1 point for each sentence, and because you have to have 2 sentences for each of the 5 time periods, it's worth 10 points. And then you need to include at least 1 image or illustration for each time period. So in the end, it is a 15-point project. Let's take a look at the storyboard itself. So here's my example of what was happening in Minnesota during prehistoric times before 10,500 BCE. Glaciers once covered the lands of Minnesota numerous times. The last glaciers are believed to have melted in Minnesota during this time period. And so what I did is I wanted to show an image of the glaciers because that's what my writing was about. And so I included what the glaciers look like during this time period in Minnesota as they're receding northward. And then I just showed another image of a glacier. So it's as simple as that. Just remember each time period needs 2 complete factual and detailed sentences and at least 1 image for each time period. And I just want to go back into our folder for Thursday, September 30th and point out that this Ancient Life in Minnesota document is broken apart based on time periods. And really what you're going to focus on is the column of what was happening. And so for the next time period, after my example, that would be right here, or the 10,000 to 8,000 BCE. And you can see the remaining time periods as follows. Time period 3, time period 4, time period 5, and the last one on the very bottom is time period 6. So if that helps you to number them, do so. Otherwise, feel free to reach out to your social studies teacher and they can answer any questions that you may have. Thanks for your time, 6th graders. Take care and have a great day.